Hello, everybody. Sharon Ann Klinkler here with your Akashic Tarot reading for today, and a lesson that actually kind of expanded into a double lesson on the Akashic Records and the Akashic Tarot. I got a request on Facebook that asked, how can you make more money or manifest more money through the Akashic Records? And I want to talk to you a little bit about that. Of course, the Akashic Records are the records of all history, and including your history as well as past life history. And so what you do is you look into the various ways that you can discover your own historical experience with money, with abundance, with deservability issues, with any obstacles to making money that you may have had in the past and also in past lives. And you can do past life regressions as well as past life readings for yourself too. And so then it's really kind of funny because as I do when I shuffle the cards to do our Facebook reading, and for those of you that would like an individual reading, I'm sorry we can't do that at this time because we just have too many viewers. But I do want to address all of those who are viewing. And so I always say, as I'm shuffling the cards, that I want to receive the cards that apply to those people who will be watching this reading today or in the coming weeks and indeed months, because of course all of our readings are in the archives. And every reading since I think number 2 or number 3 in October actually has a lesson attached to it as well. So I shuffled the cards and I got these 2 cards, and it's kind of funny because I actually thought that these cards were identifying the very question that the person asked. How do we create more money using the Akashic Records? And we have a number of reverse cards here. The first 2 cards are reversed. And the first card reversed is Hilarion. Now, Hilarion is the Ascended Master who is the patron of the 5th ray, which is the ray of concrete knowledge and investigation and research and science and indeed even mediumship and spiritualism, because mediumship is evidential. All science and research is evidence. You create evidence of the experience that you're looking for. So there's this card reversed indicates the first thing that this card reversed indicates to me is that there is some research undone on your part about the things that really would make your soul sing in terms of your money-making capacities. Or there might be research, you might actually know. The second thing it could mean is you might know what things really would heighten your sense of purpose, your sense of enthusiasm, that type of thing, but you haven't done the research on how to create it as a business, how to manifest it, how to market yourself or market the situation, how to get into that career field. So the Hilarion reverse means there's some research that is left undone here. Okay, and then we move into the diversity card reversed, and the diversity card reversed actually means a couple of things. When you're looking into the things that can diversify you, make sure you look as far afield as you might be possibly going. Some people think they want to diversify, and some actually mean that might mean geographically, it might mean in terms of your field, in terms of an area of study, that type of thing. But diversification must be research, not, well, you have to do the research, but must be looked into for how far you can go. Don't short yourself. When you're trying to go farther afield, don't make your field be only 12 feet by 12 feet, is what I'm trying to say, okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing that the diversity card refers to is actually, the diversity reversed is actually can be a very good thing as well, because you can see the queen here has been doing a lot of study and looking into where she wants to go, and indeed standing on her veranda and looking over the hillside to all the valley below and the towns in the distance and that type of thing. And when it's reversed, it's time for the person, time for you as the person getting this reading. When it's reversed, it's time for you to step off your veranda and move out farther afield. So one of the things that you have to be sure when the diversity card comes up reverse is to give yourself permission. It's time now to step out, to go further, to look for the furthest place, and it might even be a place in terms of a direction that you haven't even imagined yet. So research yet to be done, permission to go farther afield and to take the action that allows you to step out into broader horizons. And then that moves us into the Archangel Michael. And the Archangel Michael is upright. And of course, the Archangel Michael is the archangel, the patron angel of strength and power and courage and initiation. And of course, you know, you see so many depictions of the Archangel Michael with the sword. And of course, he is the angel who led all of the angels in war against the fallen angels, and of course that's why you see him with the sword. But if you notice here in our depiction of the Archangel Michael, his power is his love. You can see this heart-shaped energy just flowing through and around his chest and coming off of him and around him. And sensitivity and compassion and energy and the energy of love is the greatest power that you can give yourself. And so when you're ready to step off into your new horizons, allow yourself to be compassionate to you and to also tap the strength of the Archangel Michael within you and the strength of your higher self. And so this is why we're here at this moment in time. We have gotten some insight into how we can make more money doing the research into where we want to go, giving ourselves permission to step out into the horizons, and doing that with the power and the initiative of the greatest archangel of power that there is. But then we want to know what's blocking us. And so this is where I decided to do an extended lesson in this. The extended lesson is how to distill information so that we can get to the point of the matter. And so I refer to as the upside down pyramid, and I drew some more cards. And we got this card here, the Oracle of Delphi reversed, and we got the winged messengers. Let me move these up here a bit. And then we got Uriel and the Sphinx. And again, these were all exactly as they were received when I did the reading. All of these cards were in the reversed position. And so, and why this is, I call this an upside down pyramid because this row distills into 2 cards, and then this row distills into 1 card. Okay, so remember that our original question was, how can we make more money using the Akashic records, or how can we attract more money using the Akashic records? And here are some very specific things: doing more research into what we want to do, giving ourselves permission to go into a farther field, tapping the great initiative and courage and strength of the Archangel Michael. But if you have been feeling blocked in your money making or your money magnetizing efforts, then these cards that just steal us to the point, get us to the point, tells us why. Okay. And the Oracle of Delphi reversed. The Oracle of Delphi is very specifically a card that leads you to your own psychic intuitive self. And when that card is reversed, there is an experience in your life at this moment in time, and maybe for the last several months, and maybe even for a couple of years now, where you haven't been listening to your inner voice that tells you, this part of my life doesn't feel right, or that part of my life I'm not honoring myself, or I really am interested in doing such and such, but I won't let myself pursue it, which is when we bring these two cards together, we have to give ourselves courage to move farther afield and to listen to our own intuition. Okay, so when we're trying to distill our experience of the information into what's blocking us, the first thing that we get is we're not doing something our intuitive mind, our own spirits, our higher self is telling us to do. The second thing here is the winged messengers reversed. And the winged messengers, you can see the teacups, you can see the teapot, the higher self, the dove, the hawk is the personal self. The hawk now flies higher than the higher self. And that's kind of a reiteration to some degree with this. But the winged messenger is the Two of Roses, and the roses is the suit of family and home and personal life. And so there might be something blocking you in your personal life that could be preventing you from moving to a higher financially manifesting success rate, let's say. Maybe someone in your personal world, a friend or a relative or something, it creates some judgment about a direction that you want to take. Or maybe you even anticipate that they will create a judgment about some direction that you want to take. So you even prevent yourself from even starting it. Or perhaps you think, you're in a certain job now, and though it might be low paying and it doesn't fulfill your heart and connect to your spirit, certainly, you're not going to listen to that because it's at least some money coming in. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and quit your job. That is a good financial base for you. But what the cards are telling you is be aware that your personal life here cannot be the only measure of what you start to do. Don't quit your job, but start to talk to your higher self about the things that you can do to move forward and to allow yourself to move through the obstacles that are before you. And now we distill these two cards into the bottom card in this upside down pyramid. And this is Uriel and the Sphinx reversed. And Uriel and the Sphinx, I love that card because it is a card, the Uriel card. Uriel is the archangel. Uriel actually means, the name Uriel means fire of God. And fire is yang and action and initiative and strength and power. And here we see the archangel of power and action consulting with the mystifying and the mystical. And the holder of the secrets is the Sphinx. And throughout history, there's actually, everybody just equates the Sphinx to Egypt, but there were many Sphinxes throughout the ancient world, Mesopotamia, and so many others included. And you know that even Edgar Cayce said that the Akashic, there were 3 places in the physical world where the Akashic records are held actually physically. And one of those places is underneath the foot of the Great Sphinx at Cheops. So the Sphinx is a depiction of the holder of mystical histories and what needs to be uncovered, unveiled, the holder of what the inner reflections that come to you when you seek the history and the internal. And you can see the Sphinx looking up to the full moon there. And so what this tells us is that if we really want to see the strongest, if not obstruction, maybe it's challenge, let's call it challenge. If we want to discover the strongest challenge to our creating the finances that we're looking for, we need to take some action, put some fire into our discovery of the inner secrets, which this means this actually would indicate that you need to go into the Akashic records and go into maybe past life regressions and past life discoveries of where you first started having challenges, obstructions, or difficulties in their financial experience, your sense of value, your sense of inner worth, and so that sense of inner worth actually magnetizes to you the outer worth that can come to you. So here we have the distillation of the whole process. This does not, yes, I would definitely recommend that if one of your questions at this moment in time is how do I magnetize more money to myself, to start to do some past life regressions and discover, take yourself to the past lives that actually tell you, showed you, where did I start to have trouble, challenges, and difficulties, making money, earning money, being wealthy, attracting a value and worth and great abundance. Take yourself through this card. That's the foundation. This has now become the foundation of the whole reading because it's the bottom card of the reading. And so that's one of the most important things here for you to do. And then when you take yourself back there, make an affirmation of release of the negative or faulty beliefs that were given birth in that lifetime, and make new affirmations that actually replace the negative one, like I'm poor, I'm just not valuable, whatever it is that you see in your specific past life. Make an affirmation of releasing that negative thought pattern and some new affirmations of holding your power to manifest great abundance, okay? And then all in the meantime, start to do all this other stuff. Start to listen to your intuition. If you want to do some research, go into a library or bookstore, let your intuition lead you to the books that you need to read about the discoveries that you need to make. Start to reconsider any challenges that exist for you in your personal or family life. If someone doesn't agree with what you want to do, don't make them more important than your own higher self. You don't have to have an argument with them, but give yourself the freedom to move forward without being defined by somebody else. Do the research that you need to do on how to go about setting yourself up in this new discovery, and allow yourself to move into broader horizons with courage and strength and initiative. So there you are, a lesson in how to use the Akashic records. And besides doing past life regressions, you can also do Akashic Tarot readings. I would also recommend that my sister Sandra Taylor has a book that has a CD in it called The Hidden Powers of Your Past Lives. And that actually has a restructuring regression that takes you to a very specific point where you started a negative belief system. So if you'd like to look that up, you can look up The Hidden Powers of Your Past Lives by Sandra Taylor. But you can also do it on your own or with any past life regression. Dick Sutphin has them, I have them. So there's so many different past life regression visualizations. Just be sure that you direct yourself to the lifetime where you are discovering the moments that occurred in the previous history that gave birth to the wrong thinking and the wrong feeling about money. But then give yourself permission to do these things as well. Do the research, meditate, and ask your higher self to give you some guidance. And give yourself permission to go farther afield with strength and courage and initiative. So there you are, the distillation, the upside down pyramid that distills to the very basic foundation of our difficulties, or it's a difficulty in this life. You can do an upside down pyramid for very beneficial readings as well. But if there's any challenges to finances, that's where we're going right there. And I want to thank you all for joining me. Next week, we will probably, I'm not certain that we'll be having a live reading on Thursday. I might have to re-record it because of some scheduling conflicts, but it will be up on Thursday around noon next week. And I want to wish everyone a very, very happy New Year, and God bless you all. Thank you.